I'm going to get started. I don't know if the other people are coming, but today is day 2 of listening and speaking. What we're working on is active listening. And that's so that when you listen to someone, you pay real good attention. So that when you're talking, I look at you, I keep eye contact, and I give you my attention. And that way I can understand you, even if you have an accent, or even if you don't know many English words. If I pay attention, then I can hear more. But if you're talking and I'm, yeah, it won't come in. And when you were trying to say mute, I asked you questions. Do you mean don't talk? Do you mean shut up? You go, no. And I kept asking questions. I don't understand you. I will ask you a question. What do you mean? So that I can understand. Because otherwise, if you're talking to me, and if I can't understand you, because you have an accent, or you don't have many words, if you're talking to me, and if I'm going, and I don't understand, it's rude. It's not nice to you. So I ask questions. And sometimes I ask people to slow down, or to say a word slower, so that a word like comment allez-vous? How are you in French? If that's how are you, right? Comment allez-vous? Yeah. And if they say comment allez-vous, so they comment allez-vous. And if I ask them, and if they say it slower, I might get it. I might understand. So you ask me when I talk too fast to slow down, so that you can understand me. And that's, or I ask you to use another word. When Gabriel was saying, what's the word for mute in Spanish?
Mudo.
Mudo. When you were saying mudo, I didn't understand it. So then you said, don't talk, say nothing, and you used your hands and whatever to try to explain to me. And eventually, mute. But and that's what you do when you want to talk to somebody. The same thing is when you're talking. When I'm talking, I select or pick my words real carefully. I pick words that I think you will understand better than other words. So I use this word select. But when I just said it, I said I select my words, or I pick my words, or I choose my words, so that even if you don't know the word select, I've said pick, and I've said choose, and I even went like this with my finger, so that even if you don't know the word select, you know what I'm saying. And when I speak, I enunciate. I speak very clearly. My words stop at the end of words, so you can understand me. And I'm trying to, I hope to teach you to speak slowly, so that when you talk to me, when Alma talks to me, she knows that she might have to say something to me 2 or 3 times before I get it. So she'll say, blah, 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 huh? And then she'll say, blah, 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 huh? And then, blah, 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 blah. She'll go real slow, and then it's like, oh, okay, I get it. And I also, when you're talking to me, and you're looking at me like, do you understand? Do you understand? You're saying something to me. You were saying mudo. I didn't understand, so you tried a couple of other ways, your hands, and then you kept looking at me. Do you understand now? Do you understand? That's checking in. It is, when you were talking to me, you were the speaker, and I was the listener. And I watch as the Spanish speakers and the French speakers, you do that with each other. You slow down, so that when Crepen and Castellina are talking, they both begin to talk a little slower and open their mouths a little more to try to help them understand each other. So that's what we're doing this week and next week. Just practicing listening and speaking. Today, we're going to do the context clues. Context just means if I have a word here, a word here, a word here, a word here, and if you don't understand this word, you can guess what it is from other words around it. So that back to when I said, select words carefully, and I said pick words and choose words, sometimes you have to figure out what someone is saying because of what they're talking about. So when you were talking about mudo, yes? Okay. You were talking about mudo, and you were going like this. Is that how you spell it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mudo?
No.
Okay. This word, interesting. This word in English is mud. So he was saying mudo, but he was doing this, so I didn't think he was talking about mud. Mud is dirt outside when it rains. That's mud. So I didn't think he was talking about mud. He had to be something with his mouth. So I just guessed. That's what context clues are. They're just how you can guess at what someone is saying because of what they're talking about or the other words they're using. So, what are you talking about? I'm going to show you some words that you probably don't know. And then I'm going to tell you about the words. I'm going to use the words. I'm not going to tell you what they mean. And you have to guess what the word means because of the things that I say. And then Julia and I are going to read dialogues. And then we're going to have you listen real carefully so you can answer questions about the dialogues. And then finally, we're going to get to the homework. Okay. Context clues, I was just talking about that, are words or phrases that, and a phrase is just a bunch of words. That's all a phrase means. It means 2, 3, 4, 8 words together, just more than one word. So, love is a word. I love you is a phrase. That's it. So, context clues are words or phrases that give the listener an idea of what a word means. So, you hear a word or phrase, and you don't know it, but you know the other words around it, so you can kind of guess. Okay. This is supposed to be fun, all right? So, smile. Everybody's as asleep as I am. I'm going to give you a word. Then I'm going to use the word. And listen to how I use the word. What I say using the word. And as soon as you guess what the word means, say it. In English, Spanish, French, I don't care. But as soon as you guess, no phones are translated. All right? And if you know the word, if I pull up a word and you know the word and you know it, be quiet. Don't let everybody else guess. All right? But I don't think you're gonna know the words. They're hard words. All right? You ready? You awake? A little? Okay. Turbulence. Does anybody know what that word means? You do?
Aeroplane?
Or shh. You don't say anything, don't say anything. Okay? Okay, does anybody else know what turbulence means? Okay. So you two don't play. There was a lot of turbulence yesterday on my flight from Miami. If you think you know what turbulence means, say it. Just say it. There was a lot of turbulence yesterday on my flight. Oh, no, you don't have to say that. I mean, you can say it if you want. But as soon as you think you know what turbulence means, say it. There was a lot of turbulence yesterday on my flight from Miami. Start guessing. The turbulence bounced me in my seat. My drink flew off my tray table because of the turbulence. What is it? If you know. Pardon?
Aeroplane?
Yes, turbulence
When the...
was on my flight. Pardon?
She was starting to say.
Oh, go ahead.
When the weather is bad?
That's turbulence.
And what happens though?
I will. The turbulence was so strong, the man next to me got sick. Here's turbulence. I'm in an airplane. We're flying. And all of a sudden it starts bouncing around. That's turbulence. And you guessed, did you know the word?
The weather is bad?
Did you know the word turbulence?
Oh yeah.
You knew it before? Or you guessed it as I gave you sentences? You guessed it?
Yeah.
That's context clues. You didn't know the word turbulence, but because of the way I was talking about turbulence, you guessed.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, you probably won't remember the word turbulence.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, because someone comes to you and says, I just was on an airplane to Miami, and there was a lot of turbulence, and I was bouncing around, and the man next to me got sick. You'll be able to guess it. Guess just means pretend you know. Okay? Next word, decisive. Does anybody know what that means? Okay, you shut up. Anybody know what decisive means? Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to read sentences, and as soon as you think you know what the word decisive means, say so. You don't have to, even if you don't know it in English, if you know it in Spanish or French. Joe is a decisive man. Do you know? Say it. Did you know the word before or just now? Did you know did you guess the word just now, or did you know it when I first showed it?
When the people is...
Yes. That's it. When,
Ignoring the, yes.
okay. Joe is so decisive, he never changes his mind. What Cookie said is decisive is, okay? When Joe makes a decision, he sticks to it. Joe always knows what he wants because he is so decisive. Decisive means you decide on something, that's it. I am going to go to the store tonight. I am decisive. I am going to the store after work. That's decisive. But Cookies, you guessed the word? Just guessed? Or did you know it? You knew it? Okay. Distressed. Anybody know that word? Distressed. If you know the word, then don't play the game. Okay? Mary was distressed because she lost her wallet. What do you think? What do you think? Mary was distressed. Pardon?
He was starting to talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Remember, you have to talk loud for me to hear you. What am I? What's the word?
Deaf.
Deaf. I am deaf.
Distress, yeah. It is mean. Feeling happy.
Unhappy. Mary was unhappy because she lost her wallet. She was so distressed or unhappy, she started to cry. She was distressed because she had her credit cards and money in her wallet. See? Unhappy, perfect. She was distressed because she was not going to be able to pay her bills. One more of that. Two more. Okay. Inheritance. Does anybody know what inheritance means? Oh, good. Okay. I have been planning on getting my inheritance. I have been planning on getting my inheritance. When I get my inheritance, I might quit my job if my inheritance is large enough. Guesses yet? No guesses?
Maybe it's when I organization.
Pardon?
Maybe it's the same the organization.
Organization? Nope.
No.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. It is sad that my inheritance will only come after my father dies. Guesses? If my father stops buying so many things, my inheritance will be bigger.
Is that feelings?
Pardon?
Feelings?
Not feelings.
No.
Freedom.
Freedom?
Yeah.
That would be a good guess, but it's not right. Not yet. Close.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. I have been planning on getting my inheritance. When I get my inheritance, I might quit my job if my inheritance is large enough. It's sad that my inheritance will only come after my father dies.
Maybe the money.
That's it. Inheritance, my dad dies, he leaves me his money. That's inheritance. That's inheritance. I can inherit money when my dad dies. I could inherit his bell. When my dad died, I got a statue. This is like this big. It's just a man's head, and that's all I got from my dad. When he died, that's all I got. He didn't leave any money. He didn't leave anything. Just a statue. But do you see how Cookies guessed it? She didn't know what the word meant. She just saw the word in all of these sentences and guessed.
Cookies, what words up there gave you the clues to know that that was talking of inheritance is money? How did you know it, the money isn't up there?
For the last sentence, I am father stops buying so many things. My inheritance will be bigger.
Yep.
The house, the money.
Yeah.
Good.
She saw buying, if my father stops buying things, my inheritance, what he gives me when he's dead, will be bigger.
If I'm talking to Massimo and we're talking, sometimes he says a word that I don't understand. And I sometimes say, I'm sorry, what? And I ask him to say it again. Or I ask him to say it slower. Or sometimes he says a word, and I can guess what he's saying because I understand here and here, and the word right there. And that's not just French speakers. I do that with Spanish speakers. I do that with English speakers. You know, I have a neighbor, and he talks with his mouth shut, and he has like a kind of like a Texas accent. So when I'm talking to him, he's outside, he's talking. He also stands like this, so I can't even see his lips. So most times when I'm talking to him, I don't hear half the words. Remember? I don't hear well. So half the things he says, I don't know. I don't hear. So it's like that's kind of what it sounds like. But because I know what he's talking about, if I miss this word, I can guess. And that's context clues. Here's the last one. Juncture. Anybody know the word juncture? If you know the word, don't play. Okay? I have reached a juncture in my life. The juncture is that I have to make a decision. Go back to school or stay at the job I have now. Guesses? One more. When coming to this kind of juncture in your life, it is important that you make good choices. Anybody? One more. I have faced junctures like this before and made good choices and good decisions. I have reached a juncture in my life. The juncture is that I have to make a decision. Go back to school or stay at the job I have now. When coming to this kind of juncture in your life, it is important that you make good choices. I have faced junctures like this before and made good choices and good decisions. Questions? Oops, sorry.
Decision?
Pardon?
Decisions?
That'll work. Juncture
Decisión.
I'm driving on a road, it goes here, it goes there, that's a juncture. I have to make a decision. I have reached a time in my life when I have to make a decision.
And my life.
The decision that I have to make a decision. Go back to school or stay at the job I have. When coming to this kind of juncture in your life, it's important you make good choices. I have faced junctures, decisions like this one before. A juncture is just a point where things split. It can be like that. It can be like that. And if I'm driving along the road, here is I-25. And I'm driving down to Denver. And here's I-70. You know how I-70 crosses over? That's the juncture of I-25 and I-70.
So you can either go this way or you can go that way.
Yes.
You're saying it's cold.
Yeah, it's 71, but it's heating up in here. So leave that door open and then we'll swap, because all the cold goes here and all the heat goes here. Yes, sir.
So junction, junction like a crossroad.
Exactly.
Oh,
He said that's exactly, and I didn't want to use that word. Crossroad. Crossroad. In English, we usually don't say juncture. We say I'm at a crossroads in my life. Do I stay at my job? Do I go back to school? Do I take I-25 or I-70? Crossroads. Yeah. See, these were all of these words: juncture, inheritance, distressed, decisive, turbulence, are big words. I didn't think anybody would know any of them, but you guys knew. A couple of you knew too many of them. But turbulence, you hear turbulence all the time, but you don't really hear juncture or distressed. You hear inheritance, but you all guessed it. That's what you do every day. When you talk to English speakers, you guess what they're talking about. You have to guess some of the words. When you're speaking to me in English, I sometimes have to guess what you're saying because you don't enunciate, or because you're quiet, or because of your accent, or because you don't have the vocabulary. So mudo, mute, we eventually, did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay. We figured it out. We had to guess. Understand? That's context clues. That's guessing what something means in the middle of everything else. Yes, sir.
I want to know this word, figure it out.
Figure it out? Figure it out means you have to examine something, look at something, and guess how to make it work. So, you ask me, where's the bathroom? And I say, it's back there, and you'll see the door, and you'll figure it out. So you go back there, and there's a door that says bathrooms. Then you go into the men's room. To figure something out, two plus 6 equals 8. That's a figure. So in other words, go through the steps of trying to understand something. So, I give you the case to my phone. Never mind, I was trying to take it off. And I give you my phone, and I give you a case, and I say, would you put this on, my case on? And you say, I don't know how to do it. And I say, oh, you'll figure it out. You'll. Does that, am I answering this?
So if I want, like I said, I can figure it out.
Yes. I can figure this out. When we bought this projector, you know that? When we bought this projector, we hired someone to come and put it in. When we bought this projector, we hired someone, he came and he put it in. And then he said, bye. And I came in, and it didn't work. I'd never had one before. So I came in, I spent the whole weekend, and I figured out that this box he put here, and it's in the wrong place. So I took it off the wall, and I stuck it there. I figured it out. Pardon?
En Spanish, sentido figurado.
Say it louder. No, say it louder so they can hear you.
No, que en español es sentido figurado.
Same thing? Am I answering your question? It's using your brain or your experience. I've had phone cases before, and I buy a new phone case, I can figure it out. I don't need to read the instructions. When I cook, when Julia cooks, she uses a cookbook. 1 cup, 1 teaspoon, she follows the cookbook, the recipe. When I cook, I just figure it out. I need some of this. I need some of this.
I said I can figure it out because I try to use my mind.
Yes, I figure it out because I'm smart. I can use my brain to figure it out. I can use my mind to figure it out. And it is such a common thing to say, oh, you'll figure it out. When you're in school and you ask your teacher, I don't know how to teacher, how do I divide 12,465.7 by 3.72? And the teacher says to me, you have to figure it out. I'm not going to tell you, you have to figure it out. And math teachers always did that. Math teachers never helped. Answer your question? Good. Julia and I are going to read very short dialogues. You want to listen because we're not going to. Word is weird today. These dialogues are not going to be up there. Okay? But we're going to ask you questions. So this is the first one. We can sit or stand. It doesn't matter. You want to be A or B?
I'll be A.
Okay. But speak loudly.
Hey, John, I have some great news.
What happened?
I got a job from Dell.
Job offer.
Oh, sorry.
Say it again.
I got a job offer from Dell.
That's great. I thought you said you didn't get the job.
I thought I did bad on the interview, but I guess I was wrong. I'm so happy right now.
I bet. That's great news. I'm very happy for you.
Thanks. I feel like celebrating. Let's go have a beer. I'll buy.
Sounds good. Okay? You want us to read it again, or you want to go to the question? Pardon?
Read it.
Read it again? Okay?
Okay, this time you be John. You be A.
No, let's.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, John. I have some great news.
What happened?
I got a job offer from Dell.
That's great. I thought you said you didn't get the job.
I thought I did bad on the interview, but I guess I was wrong. I'm so happy right now.
I bet. That's great news. I'm very happy for you.
Thanks. I feel like celebrating. Let's go have a beer. I'll buy.
Sounds good. Okay, you guys
Yeah.
ready? Okay. What is the great news of the dialogue? Is it
Good job.
he received the job offer? He got a promotion at work? He gave an interview? He wants to celebrate.
He received a
What is it?
job offer.
Job after.
Correct. He received the job offer. Okay?
There is no.
How did he feel about the interview? He thought he did bad. He thought he did good. He thought he did perfect. He did not have an interview.
He thought he did bad.
Very good. He thought he did bad. Good. What are they going to do to celebrate? Go to a party? Watch a movie? Go drink beer? Go play pool? Very good. Everybody remembered that. Who is paying for the celebration? Doesn't say anything about who is paying. Both of them will pay equally. The friend with the good news or the friend who heard the good news.
Doesn't say anything.
Hold on, I heard doesn't say anything. Who else? The friend who heard the good news.
Yes.
You guys want to go back?
Any other guesses?
Doesn't say anything about it.
Pardon?
Doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah, does
Doesn't say anything? You all agree? I bet that's great news. I'm very happy for you.
I feel
Thanks. I feel like celebrating. Let's go have a beer. I'll buy.
she didn't say
Both of them will pay equal.
both of them. Yeah, I will buy. Yeah, she said I will buy. Good.
Ah, that's the interesting.
But she
because it
don't,
just
she
says
don't
pay.
talk about who we want to celebrate. She doesn't buy.
Read that sentence again, the thanks sentence. Listen.
Let's go from I got a job offer.
Okay.
I got a job offer from Dell.
That's great. I thought you said you didn't get the job.
I thought I did bad on the interview, but I guess I was wrong. I'm so happy right now.
I bet. That's great news. I'm very happy for you.
Thanks. I feel like celebrating. Let's go have a beer. I'll buy.
Sounds good.
Oh, she paid for that.
I'll buy
Yeah.
means I will buy, means I will pay for.
Yeah.
So,
Both of them.
Yeah.
so what confused you? Was it the I'll buy
Yeah.
instead of pay? Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Well, the temperature keeps going up, and so when they started complaining, I turned it up, but it's already getting to 72, and soon it gets 76 in here. So, okay. She left. Pardon? Oh, she went
Yeah.
to go make the coffee.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Dialogue 2. This is the next one. Huh? You want me to start?
Okay.
What do you do besides work and watching TV?
When I have some time, I like to exercise.
Do you go jogging or do you go to a health club?
I joined Samsung Health Club a couple of months ago.
How do you exercise?
I usually spend 30 minutes on the bicycle for my heart. And then I lift weights for about 45 minutes.
How often do you go?
I want to go 4 times a week, but I'm too lazy. Last week, I only went to work out once.
Do you want us to read it again? Or do you want to go to the questions?
Read the name.
Read it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, we'll read it 2 more times. We'll read it slow, and then we'll read it the 3rd time, normal speed.
Okay.
What do you do besides work and watching TV?
When I have some time, I like to exercise.
Do you go jogging or do you go to a health club?
I joined Samsung Health Club a couple of months ago.
How do you exercise?
I usually spend 30 minutes on the bicycle for my heart. And then I lift weights for about 45 minutes.
How often do you go?
I want to go 4 times a week, but I'm too lazy. Last week, I only went to work out once.
Good. Now let's read it. We'll read it the way our regular speed. All right? What do you do besides work and watching TV?
When I have some time, I like to exercise.
Do you go jogging or do you go to a health club?
I joined Samsung Health Club a couple of months ago.
How do you exercise?
That was so that was so fast. I exercise.
That's how I talk. How do you exercise? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I usually spend 30 minutes on the bicycle for my heart, and then I lift weights for about 45 minutes.
How often do you go?
Sorry. I want to go 4 times a week, but I'm too lazy. Last week I only went to work out once.
And when Julie and I talk, that's pretty much the way we sound. I talk fast, she talks slow. And usually she doesn't laugh. Okay. And lots of times she doesn't understand. What did you say? She has good hearing. I have bad hearing, but lots of times I say things so fast. She can't understand me. All right? Question 1. What is the main topic of discussion? Work,
Exercise.
television, exercise, restaurants.
Exercise.
Exercise. Anybody know what that word means? Yeah. You don't know what the word means. Is the answer to the question? You guessed the word. Just like turbulence, nobody knows what this word means. You all answered it the right way. That's context clue. Topic just means the subject. So I'm in school and I'm in English class, or I'm a kid and I'm in English class, and I have to write a paper about what my family does on Thanksgiving. The topic of my paper, the subject of my paper, is what my family does on Thanksgiving. Context clue. You got it all right. Okay. How long ago did he join the health club? Anybody remember?
Last week.
Pardon?
Last week.
Last week?
Last week?
That's what he said. Did you say last week?
A month ago?
A month?
1 month ago.
Do you go jogging or do you go to a health club?
I joined Sandslung Health Club a couple of months ago.
Yeah. 2 months ago. 1 month ago.
2 months.
2 months ago.
A couple?
A
A couple usually means two. Sometimes I can say I have a couple of clickers, but usually a couple just means two. Julia and I are a couple. You and your husband are a couple. Okay? How long does he lift weights for?
20 minutes.
How much?
20. 20 minutes.
45
minutes.
You say 45? And
20 minutes is for
30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours.
For here.
20 minutes. 45 minutes
45
is for 1 minute.
Yep. Yeah. What does he usually do before lifting weights? Stretch, walk around, jump rope for 15 minutes, bicycle for 30 minutes.
Bicycle for 20 minutes.
Very good. Whoops. One. Okay. Let's do this at regular speed, and then we'll do it slow. Okay? Try to listen. We're going to read it just like if we were talking. You want to start, or you want me to start?
Okay, I'll start. What type of movies do you like?
I like all sorts of movies, mostly drama and science fiction.
That's an interesting combination. How about Western movies?
Western and horror are the two types of movies I don't care for.
Why don't you like horror? They're entertaining.
Some are entertaining, but I find most of them stupid and childish.
I know what you mean, but it's just a movie.
Did you catch enough of that? But I mean, do you think you caught enough? That's regular speech, regular speed. Do you want to try a question, or do you want us to read it slow? Slow? Okay.
Julia speak loud.
Pardon?
Louder, I'm saying.
Oh, louder?
What type of
You
movies?
said louder?
What type of movies do you like?
I like all sorts of movies, mostly drama and science fiction.
That's an interesting combination. How about Western movies?
Western and horror are the two types of movies I don't care for.
Why don't you like horror? They're entertaining.
Some are entertaining, but I find most of them stupid and childish.
Haha. I know what you mean. But it's just a movie.
Good to go?
Yeah.
See the difference? When we slow down, how much more you get. You slow down when you talk to English speakers. If you slow down when you speak to English speakers, they'll understand you better. Even if if you slow down when you're speaking English speakers will understand you better. When you speak Spanish to me, or French, if you slow down, I might be able to guess it. All right? What types of movies does this person like? Action and drama, drama and science fiction, suspense and horror, or Western and horror?
Drama and science.
Very good. All right. Horror movies are where people get their heads chopped off and they bleed all over the place. Action movies are like, superheroes. Drama, you cry. And Western, you ride horses. Okay? Oh, and suspense is where you don't know what's going to happen. Choose one type of movie this person dislikes? Suspense, comedy, western, action.
Western.
Very good. Anybody know what the word dislikes means?
Not like.
Not like. Didn't know that, did you? You just guessed it. Why does this person not like horror movies? They're too scary, too boring, stupid and childish, too expensive. What does childish mean? Anybody? Pardon?
Kid.
Anybody? Childish means acting like a child. So, I'm being childish. And this person says horror movies are childish. Last one. What does the person asking the questions think about horror movies? Entertaining, funny, scary, suspenseful. Pardon? Entertaining, funny, scary, or suspenseful? Entertaining. Haha, I know which, whoops. Why don't you like horror? They're entertaining. What do you think suspenseful means? You know that word, right? Beautiful? What does beautiful mean? Here's the trick.
Very nice.
Full of beauty. Full of suspense. Full, like when my pocket's full. So when you hear full, in a word that because I just told you what suspense meant. So you see suspenseful, you remember suspense. Suspenseful must be full of suspense. Beautiful is full of beauty. Wonderful is full of wonder. Give me another full word there, sister.
Careful.
Pardon?
Careful.
Careful? Yes, full of care. Even though full, I'm full, is F-U-L-L. This F-U-L on the end of a word means full.
What does entertaining?
Oh yeah. What does entertaining mean?
Entretenimiento.
Why don't you like horror? They're entertaining. Pardon?
In Spanish is entretenimiento.
So you know it, but you don't know how to say it in English. Okay? Yeah, no, and that's fine. I use the word entertain, Julia read it, it's up there. And you know it here in Spanish, even if you don't know it in English. You still understood. Context clues. You take what you know and make it work for the stuff you don't know. Entertaining means it entertains you. It's fun. You enjoy it.
I'm curious, is there a French word? And like entertaining?
I am going to entertain you. I am now entertaining you.
No. No
Échauffement. Soit d'échauffement.
For example, my kids, he entertaining and watching a movie.
I'm sorry?
My kids entertaining watching a movie.
Yes. Your kids are, you put on a movie for your kids, and the movie is entertaining them, and they are entertained. Okay.
Or the place with the toys.
Yes, is entertaining. You guys, did you find entertaining in French?
Yeah.
What is it? Louder?
Divertissant.
Louder.
Divertissant.
Oh. Okay. Tell me how to spell it. D-I-V.
R. Double S. T.
T.
Yeah. I.
Double
Double
S.
S.
W.
Double
W.
No,
S.
that's
Oh, double S, okay.
Yeah. E N
A.
A-N-T.
A.
N T.
A-N-T. Yeah.
That's the word in English. Diversant. Okay. And in Spanish, I'm gonna, help me find the word in Spanish. This class has a lot of diversity. There are men, women, white, brown, black, diversity. Okay, what is that word in Spanish? Look how close it is. All three of them are real close. They mean the same thing. Entertainment, you use a word that sounds like diversity, which means something different. And diversity is difference. One more dialogue and then take a break, or you want to take a break now? Break, please. Coffee? Coffee's in there. We got 2 pots of coffee. Drink up.
Okay, we'll get louder then. Don't scare me.
Were they talking?
Oh, I went in there and said, could you guys keep it down? And they thought I was serious. Could you guys keep it down? I'm kidding. And then Catherine, who didn't hear any of it, what's the matter? Should we?
No, no quiero café. No quiero café.
Is she okay?
Ya.
There's 2 bathrooms, you know.
Vaya, está bien. She's okay.
Should we do the next 2 dialogues and then switch over to the homework? So the dialogue, their dialogue back and forth is going to go by real fast.
I don't for coffee.
I'm sorry?
Here, I addict for coffee.
You're addicted to coffee.
Yeah.
I don't drink this coffee. Folgers, it's Folgers, and coffee you buy in a can or something, they put caffeine in it. extra caffeine.
Oh.
And so but I drink very, very strong coffee at home. Grind all the beans and pour water. Our coffee is as black as Crepin's hat. Why don't you pass the banana around? We'll all have a bite. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
What are they? What is it? Raisins?
Yeah.
Raisins?
Que levante la mesa. Porque tiene Jenny que
Wow. 4 hours?
ahora.
Did you get home late from work? Don't you work 2 in the afternoon to like 10 at 11 at night most nights? Most days?
2:45 p.m. and then we finish.
1 in the morning? They,
I'm coming home to 12.
that's, I'm trying to think how much, I probably had maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep last night. That's all I had. But it was different. He was hacking meat, and I couldn't sleep because my arm is bothering me.
In my house. How is
Homemaker. That's, a homemaker is usually a woman who doesn't work, but cooks and cleans and raises the kids.
Or
Housewife. I was a homemaker and a house husband. When I was married, my wife worked and I stayed home and cooked and cleaned and raised our daughter. And when I got fired as a house husband, it's because my wife left. So she left with another man and I suddenly got this job.
Crepin dice work in the house easy.
Very
Easy, easy, or no pay,
No.
no holidays, no holidays, no pay.
You are holiday every time, every day you want. If you're free to work,
No.
You can
I have 2 kids.
you can cook potato, you can sleep.
children.
Yeah.
I
You are
have
free.
1 husband. My house is big for me. And myself, clean up.
I loved it. All day, by myself, really loud music, and I cleaned all day. We had the cleanest house of anybody. Every single Every single spot in my house was washed at least once a week. All the walls, up here, we had wood floors and they were polished once a week. And I loved it. And
I didn't hear it.
I cooked dinner every night and I made the lunches. You know what a room mother is at school? Like your children in school, and sometimes moms go in to help, like for parties. I was the room mother, and I was the PTA, the parent organization of the school. I was the president of that.
Oh, very easy job.
I loved being at the house. I loved it. The last year I was a house husband is when I made this. The head boss that came in, he hired me to help fix computers. And I came up with the idea for this computer lab. And then wrote a grant, and we started it, and then a year later, my wife left and I got a job here.
Watch it, TV.
Okay, let me ask you. Is man's work hard and woman's work easy? Do you think man's work, your work, his work is hard? Women's work is easy.
Why?
Okay, that's what they think.
Best work is hard. Woman work is easy.
So, no all women work. Some work for women to eat. But some work for
Is that a
women
diabetic emergency case?
You understand me?
Yes, I do.
Older women work hard.
Well, that's better.
Do breast at home. Breast at home. Do a TV.
No, not TV. No watching TV. Nothing.
No, that is why. No.
Yeah.
No.
You use all the time for nothing.
When I did the women's work, I did the women's work for 3 years. I didn't watch TV. I get up,
What?
I got up an hour early. Yeah.
7? What time you wake up? So, just 11 o'clock. 7 hours? 7 hours? Sure. Sleeping. 7 hours.
I wake up at 45 morning in the morning.
Yeah.
I make lunch.
I make lunch, I make
For the husband, for
Clean
the
the-
kids, so when the
7 hours
I make,
night.
make breakfast for washing the clothes.
Cooking is easy.
I make cooking 3 times a day.
It's very easy.
No. How many you cook?
What time you cook?
How many times you cook?
Just 1 hour.
What?
1 hour, 1:30 hours.
1 time a day?
I need to find that fairy tale.
3 times?
Where
Because
the husband and the wife switch jobs
it's not going anywhere.
and the cow ends up on the roof.
No choice.
No.
do you have
Cow
You have children? No.
9 hours.
Do you watch the
Late back.
Do you watch the Netflix? Yeah. Me, yeah.
Very, very bad for
Do you map the
I say
easy job.
No.
Making house, cooking.
wake up.
This is easy.
Dale con ese easy.
Para eso sí, para comer. Pero
For me, I can. This job is not work. You not work. You just do it for me. You just play game at home. Cooking, make clean. If you do it for the evening time, you can rest. Yeah.
All day rest.
Treatment.
Yeah.
She say he's sleeping at 9 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. So 9 hours to sleeping. You are led back, relax.
¿Qué hace todo el día? Así no hace nada.
You live in a good life.
Como que vemos puros novelas. Televisión dice que todo.
Really?
Oh, qué bueno que me casé con Estuviera bien
Sleep for 9. Sleep for 9 hours.
Sorry to interrupt.
Es que estaba muy trabajadores.
You don't work in
No, pero que sí está la vida más fácil. En México tenían que echar la tortilla.
Are you still arguing about man's work and woman's work? I'm going to bring a story on Friday, and I will read you a story. I went and asked Catherine and Margie, but none of us can remember the name of the story. And it's a story about a husband and wife who think that the other person's job is easier, so they switch jobs. And the man does the woman's work, and the woman does the man's work. And it's a story, but none of us can remember the name of it. I'll find it and I'll come to read it to you on Friday.
La historia de cambio de papeles.
You want to do dialogues? Okay,
Oh, I want to keep talking about man's work and woman's work.
Gracias.
Ready for another dialogue?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to be first or second? Just have to be loud. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Hey Bob, what you doing?
I'm at home painting.
I didn't know you painted. What type of painting is it?
I enjoy oil painting. I learned it in one of my extra classes in college.
That sounds so interesting. I wish I had a hobby.
It's never too late to get a hobby. They offer a variety of classes at the local community college. You should look into it.
I think I will. Thanks for the info. Read it again? Read it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Bob, what you doing?
I'm at home painting.
I didn't know you painted. What type of painting is it?
I enjoy oil painting. I learned it in one of my extra classes in college.
That sounds so interesting. I wish I had a hobby.
It's never too late to get a hobby. They offer a variety of classes at the local community college. You should look into it.
I think I will. Thanks for the info. Ready? Where is Bob? At school? At work? At home? Or in class?
At home.
What is Bob doing? Running? Watching TV? Painting? Sleeping?
Painting.
Where did Bob learn how to paint? In college, from his father. In high school painting class, he learned by himself.
In college.
Very good. What type of painting are they talking about? Abstract painting? Regular painting? House painting? Or oil painting?
Oil painting.
Bingo! Okay? That sounds so interesting. I wish I had a hobby. What's a hobby? Hobby.
No,
Pardon?
Javi de.
What is a hobby?
Javi es hobby.
Okay.
Levantar es que
I think you're right.
Baby?
No, no, no.
Hobby.
No. Okay, hang on. It's never too late to get a hobby. They offer a variety of classes at the local community college. What's variety? Pardon?
Please repeat the question.
I can't.
I think please repeat the question.
Oh, repeat the question? Thank you. They offer a variety of classes at the local community college. What is variety? Okay, last one.
how the white.
I'm sorry?
How that white, that works.
Oh, no, I will in a minute. Okay.
What is that word? B-O-B. B-O-D-E-R-A-N-G? No? The word is the.
And say, spell it again. B-O-V.
B-E-R-I-G-E. No?
I don't think that's a word. B-O-V-E-I-G-N.
R-A-G-E. B?
No. Oh, it's this word.
No es off, bebé.
Beverage.
Bebida.
Beverage. Beverage.
Sí, bebida, bebida.
Anything you drink. Beverage. When I get home, I have an adult beverage. What do you think that means?
Maybe.
When I get home, I have an adult beverage.
Wine.
Pardon?
Wine.
Ah, wine.
Wine?
Wine.
Anything with alcohol. An
Beer.
adult beverage, beer, wine. The word beverage just means liquid. Okay? Okay, so last question. He says, I think I will. Thanks for the info. What does info mean?
Information.
Very good. Okay? Good.
Thanks for the info.
Hobby.
Hobby.
I play guitar for a hobby. Bob paints for a hobby.
Fishing,
Pardon? Fishing is a hobby.
hunting,
You sew dolls' clothes. Yes, you. No. Alma, don't you make little tiny clothes for dolls? I thought you did. Do you sew?
¿Que usted cose ropa para las muñecas?
No, the person. Yes.
Oh, okay, for the person. Okay, but it's something you do for fun. That's a hobby.
Como, excuse me, como a store. Hobby Lobby?
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby?
Hobby Lobby is a store where you go buy stuff to do your hobby. Usually arts and crafts and things like that. I go to guitar stores for my hobby. I used to build car engines as a hobby.
¿Es hobby o hobby?
Hobby.
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 No,
Not happy.
no,
That's
Yeah, es happy
se
es
escribe, así se escribe, hobby.
happy. No, happy.
Just remember the
Happy.
variety. He says
Variedad.
they offer a variety of classes at the local community college. Variety. Variety. When Alma pulled out her bag, there was round pieces, peppermints, chewy taffy, a stick of some kind. That was a variety of candy. I have a variety of things in front of me.
A variety?
Variety. So you heard the dialogue. You didn't know what variety meant. And you didn't know what hobby meant. But you answered all the questions. Context clues. Word you don't know, skip over it. Oh, that's what it means. So you got the idea, even though you didn't know hobby. Info is just a short way of saying information. So it's just information. Info. It's slang.
Well, thanks for the info.
Yeah, thanks for the info. Okay? Last one. We can wait. No, well, you're fine. Mine went off a few minutes ago, remember? Hey, Michael, hold on. We'll read it fast first, okay? And then try to listen, okay? And see if you think you want to try it without reading slow. Hey, Michael, where are you going?
Nowhere special. I was just taking a walk.
What for?
To get a little exercise. I'm so out of shape.
Hey, I play basketball with a couple of friends twice a week. It's great exercise and it's fun too. Why don't you come out and play with us?
That sounds great. Give me a call next time you guys play.
You want to try the question? Nope. Nope? Okay. Hey, Michael, where are you going?
Nowhere special. I was just taking a walk.
What for?
To get a little exercise. I'm so out of shape.
Hey, I play basketball with a bunch of friends twice a week. It's great exercise and it's fun too. Why don't you come out and play with us?
That sounds great. Give me a call next time you guys play.
Ready for questions?
Yeah.
Where is the conversation taking place? In the office? In a classroom? At home over the telephone? Or outside?
Maybe also.
I heard an outside and I heard telephone.
Why did you think outside?
You walked in.
What is Michael currently doing? Studying for exams, listening to music, taking a walk, or watching TV?
Taking one.
Where is Michael going? Nowhere special, to a party, on his way home, to his favorite restaurant.
Not special.
Good.
Special.
What sport was suggested for exercise? Baseball, basketball, football, soccer?
Basketball.
Pardon? Basketball.
They also-
Studying for exams. What are exams?
Examen.
The same word in Spanish? Okay. What is suggested? Suggested is, I suggested to Masiman that he talk louder so I can hear. I gave him a suggestion. Suggest is a verb, suggestion is a noun. I suggested Cookies stop laughing at me. Just it's offering something to someone, a suggestion. If you need new tires, I suggest you go to this store. I'm so out of shape. What's that mean?
Have what?
Pardon?
What word?
I'm so out of shape. What does that sentence mean? Shape?
Change.
Shape. Michael says, I was just taking a walk. What for? To get a little exercise. I'm so out of shape. To get a little exercise. I'm so out of shape.
I know the,
Pardon?
I can Dusty, the words.
You want me to?
You
Oh,
write in the
yeah.
memo?
Yeah.
Please.
I'm so out of shape. Why are you going for a walk? To get a little exercise. I'm so out of shape. Oops, sorry.
Saya?
I'm sorry? You know, but you can't figure out how to say it, right? I'm going for a walk to get a little exercise. I'm so out of shape. Why do you exercise? To get strong and healthy and in shape. The shape of this is a rectangle. Huh? The shape of this is round. The shape of this is fat. I am out of shape. A year ago, I was not so fat. I was in shape. But you answered the questions without even knowing what that meant. Because you knew in here. Now it makes sense. To get a little, where are you going? Nowhere special. I was just taking a walk. What for? To get a little exercise. I'm so out of shape. Your brain knew. He was saying, I'm getting a little exercise because I'm fat. Or my muscles have gotten weak. Your brain knew it, but you didn't know any of the words. Context clues.
I like the what for.
Yeah. Yes.
What is what for?
Where are you going? Nowhere special? What for? Where are you going? Nowhere special. I was just taking a walk. What for? To get a little exercise. I'm so out of shape. In other words, what for is why are you taking a walk?
Maybe he is fat,
Yeah. Or,
maybe he's sick.
or, Alma, I'm mad at you. And you can say, what for? Why are you mad at me? What
¿Por qué
for?
estás enojado conmigo?
It's other from the question. What for, why?
Yeah, why? What for?
Just an expression.
Just an
The
expression.
expression.
And you all answered it. What does that mean? Nowhere special.
Where special? Nothing special. Nothing special.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing special. Where are you going? Nowhere. You all know that word, right? Nothing?
Nothing of new.
Nowhere, no thing. No thing,
No, thing.
nowhere.
No.
But we pronounce it nothing. But it means no thing. What are you doing? Nothing. No thing. I'm not doing anything.
I have now here. Two words. I think now here.
Now here? Oh.
Yeah, the way it's.
Oh, I see, yeah. I didn't even see that. Now here. There's a fun game in, I imagine it's in Spanish and French too, where you take a cup and you spell out dice, dice, but they have letters. And you get all these letters, you have to see how many words you can make from the letters. That's one of the ways I taught my daughter to spell. So you have 5 dice, but instead of dots, it has letters. So you get those letters, and how many words can you make? And my daughter and I used to play that for hours. Because so out of here I can get so, Sam was saw sorry? Mo? Mo is short. Mo is a short nickname, like Tom, Thomas, for, oh, that Mo. That Mo. But Mo is a short nickname for Mohammed. My best friend in college's name was Mohammed. But when he came to America, he wanted to be called Mo. That was his nickname, like Thomas to Tom. But that's the game we used to play. I still like it. A couple of birthdays ago, she sent me a kit to play, but we've never played.
How name the game? How name the game?
Yahtzee. I have no idea what Yahtzee means. Yahtzee. Help me remember. I'll bring it. It's in. Kellen got me a Yahtzee. It's in the basket up in the front bedroom.
I didn't know that was a word game.
Yeah. Okay. Homework. Works out perfect. If Miss Cookies, you could swing around over here. Who did their homework? Who has homework? That's good enough. Nope, I'm not collecting. You're okay? What is, somebody give me a top, somebody give me one of your 5. Just tell me. Just, I need a topic. Yeah. Buy, okay? Is that one of yours?
Yes.
Okay. So, this is what you're going to be doing, back and forth, moving chairs. Okay? Julia, or why is not anymore? Julia and I are going to talk for 2 minutes using Rita's buy. Right? We're just going to talk English. Okay? You ready? I like to buy things, do you?
Oh, I love to buy things.
What kind of things do you like to buy?
I like to buy clothes. Sometimes I like to buy interesting food.
What other kinds of things do you like to buy?
Then I like to buy presents for people. I love buying presents for people. What do you like to buy?
I like it when you buy presents for me. I like to buy anything about music. I like to buy gifts for people when they don't know I'm going to give them a gift. I don't like to buy gifts for birthdays and anniversaries and Christmas, but I like to buy gifts just to surprise people.
Who do you buy gifts for?
My girlfriend. You. In case you forgot.
Oh, really?
Well, I bought, past tense of buy, I bought you a gift and gave it to you yesterday.
Yes, I love that. I love that music box that you bought for me.
I bought you that music box because it plays the Game of Thrones. Do you guys know Game of Thrones? A TV show. It has the music in there, and when you twist it like this, it plays the music. I bought it on the internet, but I didn't know. Time's up. I bought it on the internet, but I didn't know that it was going to take a month and a half to get here. It came from Korea on a very slow boat. It took 6 weeks to get here. So did you see what we just did?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Would you like to make it a minute or 2 minutes?
Couple seconds.
I didn't hear you.
Couple seconds.
A couple seconds. No. So, you two. Get ready. So, the person on the inside, start with your topic, and then you talk about it, and then you switch and talk about the person on the outside's topic. All right? You ready? You heard us. Just talk. Anything, any words you can use. Anything. And there's only 12 minutes left in class. Okay, you ready? Okay. Go.
On what?
That's okay. Mute. Mute.
2 minutes.
Try it.
Break. Bye. Yeah, I have to choose one. What?
I'll choose. So you
Break. Just break.
ask him about cooking, ask her about cooking.
Did you understand what he said?
Ask him.
Yes, I am.
You like peaches?
Chose.
You also why you like to dance He's buying muchas palabras. I'm still.
You can say, for example,
Yes, I know how to cook. And you can say, I am a good cook.
yes, I buy turkey, I buy, what did you buy, what did you cook yesterday, I buy ensalada, I buy everything for food.
You
You buy presents in the holidays?
Yeah.
Yeah, finish.
Now, switch.
Okay, switch.
Talk about your phone. Okay, now, no, switch this, just switch this way. So almost started. Now Massimo's gonna start, and Massimo's gonna talk about his phone, as I just told him.
Oh, yes.
Ahora yo. Sí, pero yo le contesté. Me debe el minuto. Okay.
He's gonna talk about his phone.
Okay.
Yes, I like see the
Do you
broncos.
have a cell phone?
Yeah. Do you like broncos?
Do you have a cell phone?
Oh, I like broncos.
Do you have a cell phone?
Okay, what clubs are you going to? Oh, soccer.
Oh, football, soccer. Where is your pay for car?
After you say what you said.
Car? Where's your
This is my favorite thing. What
They
cell phone do you have?
are the
California.
I know now. I like
Yeah.
my son like sport.
You like the show? You like the sport?
Yeah.
What sport you like?
Me?
You chow.
Football, soccer.
You watching TV sport?
Yeah, she like Chivas. I do
This
not
is
nothing new,
very
never
expensive.
the football. My son, my husband, she like football, soccer every
How long?
every place she
How long?
all day. Every
How
day
long have you?
look in the TV. Oh my God.
Okay? Okay, now, you come down here. All those, Rita, you move down. You guys switch chairs.
What are you doing?
This, this is hard, isn't it? It's a little hard, right? It is. I want it to be a little harder because this is, here is the place where you can do this. And you're talking about,
Just
you ready? Hold on.
No.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I understand.
just
I wanna use the word about English class here. Okay, you understand? Let me ask you something.
Okay.
okay. We wanna talk about just
You want to talk about
English class.
you clean your house this weekend.
Yes, I think about English class. Just something.
Every day you like clean.
Okay. The English class here is good, bad.
Because I don't like to clean my house. I like to I clean only my little parts. That's it.
host?
Team is correct.
You are bad.
So, English class is bad for you.
He don't like to clean my car. He pulling me to clean my car.
You allow hosts. I thought you were saying
I see. Oh, I think this
Would you like more to clean off your, what, yeah, I don't know. Or clean all the,
Jimmy Ross.
I am a host. I invite you. I go to your house.
In class, host for you.
Means I invite you.
It's good.
Go ahead and switch topics now. A host is someone who has someone over. Someone to their house. For E4E, I'm the teacher. I'm also the host. Make sense? You're showing me your pronunciation.
De la familia.
Host, yes. I like
cualquier
that.
familia.
Como vaya saliendo la conversación.
No conocemos. He got to school. 7 to 4. Go to the practice. And
My son and my big son, big
Would they go? Everybody, what they put on the head is hot.
Yes.
It's very difícil.
Helmet. Like motorcycle. Foot
They call it hot. You go to all your feet.
We call it
I went to my house.
hard. Protect your head. We call that a helmet. Now, when you finish, stop. Was this hard? Hard or easy?
My husband doesn't come.
Let me tell you about the homework.
Okay.
Your voice.
Today,
People like to talk.
I couldn't get them to talk. Now I can't get them to shut up. You guys, it got easy, didn't it? It's hard. I mean, it's hard. Different languages. You two speak the same language, and you're having to stumble with English. It's just as hard for you two when you speak totally different languages. But this was just 2 minutes. Homework. Talk to an English speaker for 5 minutes. Any English speaker. So you can talk to Costalina for 5 minutes. Just speak English with somebody for 5 minutes. Even if it's somebody else who's learning English. Just talk for 5 minutes about anything. I get up in front of this class and talk for almost 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
You when you started talking for your 2 minutes, really kind of quiet and slow. And then it got louder and louder, and you guys were all talking. I had to make you stop talking. So just find anybody, talk English for 5 minutes. That's it.
Okay.
Okay? And when you on Friday, I'm just going to ask you what it felt like. How'd you like it? The more you talk, the easier it gets. You guys did great today. Invite your friends on Friday. I'll host.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
See you Friday.